All right, so there I was talking to my wife, like, I don't know, a week ago, and I was like, hey, Cletus is having a Ultima race, and there's still spots. I think I can get an Ultima. So on my Facebook page, I was like, hey, does anybody have an Ultima? Kind of a long shot, but cheap Ultima. I'm trying to do something dumb. And then lo and behold, a couple buddies of mine, they raced Champcar. They had a 2006 SCR Ultima that is a former Champcar. They had it down. It's been repainted, and they pulled the motor because he was going to do some exhaust work. And long story short, it never got back out to the track. So it's in like this great condition. It's dirty, but you can tell like, wow, this thing is really clean. Like it's been painted. A lot of effort has been put into it. Now, mind you, it is still stock, and I'll get to the rules here in a second, but we went ahead and got it. And the cool thing is, we also got it to fit the grassroots budget. Now, I know maybe if you're new to the channel, you don't follow some of my builds. We like going to the grassroots $2,000 challenge. It's what really got me into building a bunch of really cool, unique cars, such as that Pontiac Solstice that has a 1970 Spitfire body on it, 2.4 liter naturally aspirated motor, but it has a turbo kit on it from a Solstice turbo, essentially. It's from RPM Motorsports, but you boost the 2.4 and on like 9 or 10 pounds, the thing makes like 300 horsepower. It's awesome. I got the car for cheap enough to fit in that race too. So it's a double whammy. Plus, I do think SCRs are kind of cool. But let me show you this thing. This is a 2006 Nissan Altima 3.5 liter SCR. My father-in-law, Chip, and I just went through hell and back, getting it unloaded, unloading all the parts and pieces. There's bumpers, extra deck lids, front bumper, you name it. And here is my dilemma. As of this video, Sunday, this thing has no motor in it. Now, remember, I said he pulled the motor because he was going to do some exhaust work. Well, he never did, which is good because the rules in the Ultima challenge state it has to be stock. Well, this is a stock SCR 6-speed, stock clutch, which actually I don't even know where it is, probably in the car, stock dual mass flywheel, stock 3.5 liter V6. I mean, everything about this is stock. The only thing that's not stock is that cold air intake. They welded on a exhaust that came like somewhere axle back-ish, but everything else is stock. These wheels and tires aren't stock, which I have to put back to stock to race the Ultima race. And the front brakes are Willwoods, as you can see here. Also, cannot race those in the Ultima race. So if you look at the Ultima rules, they say the car has to be stock. The car can have a cage, which it does. It's a cage spec'd out for Champcar. It can have a race seat. You can remove all the glass except for the windshield. That has clearly been done. That is classic Champcar rules. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have a window net for that window. The rules say the interior can remain, but it's not required. Obviously, this thing is gutted. So gutted, in fact, that look at this thing. It's super, super flimsy. Everything's been cut out. I mean, it's super light. Like one finger. I mean, it's very light. Stock. It still has stock suspension. You can see it here. Oh, actually, I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't know if that's stock or not. That does not look stock. If that's not stock, this may kill my dreams. It's not stock. TN springs. Well, this may kill my dreams of going to the Ultima Challenge, boys, because, I already have to do enough work. I don't know if I want to swap shocks and struts, too. Let me see what's back here. Let me see. Does it have TN rear springs? I mean, if it has fronts, I'm assuming it has rears. I don't know. Those look like they're probably stock. I don't know. That may kill it. Well, we'll see. My plan was we have like 6 days to do this. And here's the downfall. Here's another reason I may not go is I can feel myself as of right now fighting something off. My wife and my family have been sick for like 2 weeks. We were sick like a month ago. Fortunately, like for myself at least, I didn't really come down with the latest iteration that they've all been fighting off and that they're all getting over now. But now, as of tonight, I can feel that little tickle in my throat, and I'm not feeling like tomorrow and this week is going to be a good day. So there's a chance that this doesn't happen. I want to put that out there right off the bat. But I'm still excited about this thing because it should absolutely shred the grassroots event. And these are Hankook RS4s. Are they Hankooks? Yeah, Hankook Ventus RS4s, brand new, literally like no miles. Actually, on one of these wheels, you can still see like the sticker residue. And I think this thing will demolish the grassroots. And fun fact, for those who have been watching the channel for a while and have watched the grassroots videos, I have never won the grassroots event. I have done good enough where I won that Miller welder, which I use all the time. Shout out Miller, shout out grassroots. But I've never won the event. Closest I've come is 4th. That's like the closest I've ever come to the podium. I've never even podiumed. But that being said, I have 6 days to get the motor, transmission back in the car, get it running. That part to me is not that hard. I think we'll get the motor and transmission mated back together, get it in the car, get it running fairly easy. I don't think that's going to be a problem. The problem is getting all the non-stock stuff back to stock. Now, wheels and tires, obviously that takes like 15 minutes. Unbolt the wheels, put the freaking stock wheels and tires back on it. And his rules state for tires, you cannot run aftermarket tires. The lowest tread wear they're allowing is a 400 tread wear. Hankook RS4s are actually 200 tread wear. So, that kind of rules these out. Plus, they're not stock wheels. And I already had emailed them and sent them pictures of this and said, hey, if I show up with this, are you guys going to kick me out? Because obviously, like, some people are going to see this and be like, bro, it's a straight race car. And they're not wrong. Like, it went to Champcar. Its purpose is to race. But for the rules of the Ultima 600, it is stock. It fits their rules. So if anyone, don't tell me not to go, because I've already asked them and sent them all the pictures of this and got their feedback, giving me the blessing to go. 2 is, if you don't believe me, go to their page and read their rules. This fits the rules. Now, it even has more stuff in it that probably like no one's going to say no to. So you can see the fire pull there, and then the little red nozzle right below it there, and then under the hood there is a nozzle for fire suppression. So no one's going to knock that it has fire suppression. Now, will they knock that it doesn't have mirrors? Very real possibility. So like when I'm at the junkyard, I may get a set of mirrors for it just to be safe. Now, if you're asking, well, why don't you have mirrors? Well, normally you run mirrors, but you run little mirrors, and you run them kind of bolted like on the inside of the car, because Champcar is wheel-to-wheel racing just like the Ultima race will be. And if someone comes by you and takes your mirror off, well, now you're racing the rest of the race without that mirror or without your driver's side mirror. So typically you'll mount them on the inside here, or like really like the ones that came with the car, they're really small. So like in reference to the body line, they don't stick out further than the body line. So typically they're not going to get hit. Unless obviously if someone else's mirror hit it, then it could take it out. But that's why there are no mirrors on it. But that being said, I am super excited. I am going to try. I will say that, despite just finding out right now that it does not have factory front springs in it, I am going to try. Now, I don't know if SERs came with TN springs from the factory. I'm going to just assume they did not. Like, I know from the mid 2000s, TN was like a big aftermarket spring company, no different than H&R or Eibach, and I don't even think TN exists anymore. I don't even know. But that being said, I'm gonna give it the old college try. I have a buddy of mine who I saw earlier today. he said, realistically, these motor and transmission combos go in pretty quickly, and I gotta agree. Just on looking at it, it does not look that difficult. This whole core support unbolts with like 8 bolts, 4 bolts on each side. You could take this whole core support out and just wheel everything in, or you could put it on the lift, drop the entire cradle, set the motor and transmission on the cradle, and then lower the car back onto it. I like that. I'm used to that with Mustangs specifically. You know, you unbolt the K-member, motor and everything stays with it, and then you lift the car off of it and then roll it out. I'm really used to that. It's not bad. The only thing I don't like about doing that, especially like on this car too, is like you have to unbolt the control arms and the suspension and all that other stuff. I'd rather just not do that, because I'd like to be able to keep the car as a roller in the event that like I need to just roll it out of here. So I like the idea of unbolting the core support and just putting the power plant in, putting the core support back on, doing it that way. But that being said, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm pretty pumped. Whether I go to the Ultima 600 or not, this thing is definitely getting used in the grassroots event, probably alongside with the Splitfire, which is what we call that, by the way. So Triumph Spitfire on a Solstice, but we had to cut it. You can see a big gap there and a big gap there. We had to cut it in thirds to make it to fit. In the front, you know, there's big stripes down the hood, which are stainless steel inserts. It's honestly widened like 14 inches. So we call it the Splitfire because we had to put it together like that. But that's going to wrap it up. This video is obviously not edited or anything. I wanted to get this out there because I'm pretty excited. And again, it is dirty, but like if I were to clean it, this thing looks phenomenal, which is actually like part of me doesn't want to go to the Ultima 600 because, you know, they said that they're allowing up to 80 Ultimas on the track at the same time. That track is not that big. Even if they put the kidney bean in, you're going to be next to an Ultima at any given time. And Ultima energy is going to be pretty high in that race. So you can't go to that race and like you have to go to that race assuming you're going to get put into the wall or spun out or something. And fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this about SER stuff, but SER parts are not cheap. Like SER headlights, SER taillights, SER front bumpers, like they're not expensive in terms of like other parts, like, you know, headlights for a GTO or 93 Cobra parts, but I'm not made of money. So, you know, I'm not trying to destroy this thing. Obviously it was going to be wheel-to-wheel raced in Champcar again once they got it done, and it would have got beat up anyway. But like in my mind, I care more about the grassroots challenge, and one of the sections of the grassroots that I struggle in is the concourse, which is like a judged car event. And what they judge you on is like the fit and finish of the car. Like, is it nice? Is it clean? Is it presentable? And this thing has like been painted on the inside, like on the outside. It's so nice. Like they have a panel that bolts on here for the sunroof since they pulled the glass out. I mean, it's just, I can appreciate this. Like it's a lot of effort has gone into this. And if you don't understand Champcar and why someone would race something like this, is because each car gets associated like a pool of points. And every car is different, right? Based on like the performance of the car. So like if you have a car that's like, you know, a freaking 92 Del Sol that's just like molasses slow, the points associated with that car are so much less than like, you know, a Mustang. So you can modify, you know, every modification costs X amount of points. So those points come out of your pool. And then once you hit your points total, you're capped out. Now, I don't know if they changed it. I think previously, like you could actually go over your points limit, but then they would just dock you laps when you start the race. But that being said, this thing was capped out. Certain things are exempt, like that the exhaust. I don't think there's any points that go against it, which is why it was just like kind of like a welded on thing. Cages probably hold a specific, I mean, you have to have a cage, right? So I don't know that they hold any specific points values, but I don't want to get into the details of that. Just know I have an Ultima. I'm going to try and go the Ultima 600. This thing's sweet. We got a lot of work ahead of us. If you're interested, follow along because we're going to be filming some stuff. We got to go get some parts, and yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. And by golly, if we go, just know I'm not bringing this masterpiece of an SER to go through the motions. I'm coming to win. That's going to wrap it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm super excited. Let's see what we can do and see if we can make it. Peace.